journey, my story, I guess.
Could I just get you to pull that in a little bit more as well? I can pull the table forward too. It's all good. Yeah, that'll be better.
Cool. Yeah.
But yeah, so literally just before we hit record, right?
Yeah.
You were about to tell your story of how you ended up in our lovely town of Northampton.
Oh yeah. Right. Yeah. In 2006, I moved here from the Caribbean island of Anguilla. Believe it or not, I didn't really have an idea on what I really wanted to do when I actually got here. England was quite different for me. In fact, I actually expected England to be more like America.
Right,
Quite
okay.
frankly, it was a lot of grass. It was no skyscrapers, no tall buildings or anything like that. But coming here has made me realize that there's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of opportunity here in terms of if you want a chance to grow yourself or become something different. And when I originally started off, I wanted to get into electrics. So I wanted to be an engineer.
Right, okay.
Believe it or not. And quite frankly, that kind of changed dramatically. And I ended up becoming a barber, which I do have a lot of passion about. I do love being a barber. I love meeting people, you know, conversating with people and networking especially. And for that reason, I opened up my own barbershop at the age of 24, which is Delano 1 Barber's Lounge. And that has been going well for the past 7 years so far. And during that period of opening the business, I seen that there was a gap in the market in terms of, you know, recreating your own products. So why should I, utilize other products from other stores and make them money? So I decided to create my own. And believe it or not, at the same time, I never expected to actually work. I didn't expect people to buy my stuff, but people was buying them. I was selling out of my beard oils and my little combs and just, you know, the basic little accessories. And before you know it, I realized, okay, I could create something with my brand and make money from it. I'm into fitness, of course, and here comes Dream Runner out of nowhere. It's like I woke up in my dreams and Dream Runner was there, you know. And I decided to create a separate business under the umbrella of Delano's, hence why we have Dream Runner. The DR represents Delano 1, which is also my name. And we came up with a fitness clothing company that is kind of doing very well so far. And I decided to also continue my journey in the business industry, and I decided to open up a tattoo parlor, which is Dream Runner Tattoo Studio. So now we went from having a barbershop to a clothing company, and now also a tattoo company as well. So yeah, that's a little brief, intro to my journey so far.
How did you, because you talked about like almost having a dream and then being like, I need to do this, like, which is very relatable, but how do you sort of figure out, like, I'm sure you've also had dreams where you'd be like, that's really cool, but such a bad idea. Like, how do you decide what's actually worth pursuing? And
no, that's a good question. In my time growing up, it's like, right, what is a good idea and what is a bad idea? I think, truthfully, you can't really judge it without trying it. So one thing I've learned as well in life is never a failure, it's only a lesson. So you learn from all these lessons, all these mistakes you might have made during trying something that, you know, could potentially change your life or potentially turn you crazy. There's only one or two options, really, you know. So I decided to, like, you know, just go with the flow. Let's try it out and see how it goes. And if it doesn't work out, then at least I know I tried. I took that initiative to kind of pursue my dreams at least. And that's what
yeah. Because I guess there's no hard and fast rule, is there? Because some people are like, oh, well, so and so isn't doing that, so why are you doing that? And it's like, but also if everyone's doing that, then it's like how do you make yourself different from everyone else, right? As well, because you know what works for you may not work for a different person, and I think that's what kind of we've found in here. It's just like the experimentation is where you end up with something really actually interesting.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, again, like as you're saying, like I definitely believe you don't know how it's gonna go unless you try it. Like, I mean, for example, if you use Tesco's or Morrison's and Aldi, for example, they're all food stores. However, they all are successful. So it's like, yes, they have a different brand and a different name and different prices, but each of them caters for different particular type of people. If Morrison's had decided, oh, well, I'm not going to open a store because Tesco's is already doing it, then Morrison's would not be Morrison's today, you know, or, you know. So it's like one of those ones you can't really leave like the fact that something has already been created stop you from like pursuing an idea that you might have. You might come like within that store, for example, you might have, you know, I don't know, chocolate brownie cakes, for example, in your store. In Morrison's doesn't have it in their store. That could be the niche that take your store to the next level because it was something different that people might have found. Like, oh, that's really amazing, you know. So I think again, it all goes back to you should never leave like your passion or your dream or your idea rest. I think the only person that's going to suffer from that is yourself and later on in life.
Yeah, that's true. Because it's that regret, right?
Yeah,
it's going to creep in eventually.
Why didn't I do it? Like, I should have done it. And some other guy comes along and, oh, I'm thinking about making some chocolate brownies. You know, so, and then you're like, that was my idea. I'm like,
It's so funny you should say the last episode we did was a brownie guy.
Yeah. I can't say I have not been looking at it.
But yeah, it's that thing of just like not wanting to. People are really afraid of, like you said, failing, but there's no failing really. Like it's actually very hard to like truly like fail to the point where it's unrecoverable or like.
I would agree with that. I definitely think that the only time you can really fail is by stopping or giving up on your dream.
Yeah,
that is failure. But if you don't get to that level, hopefully no one gets to that level. It's all lessons. All lessons, because you're not gonna make the same mistake over again. For example, okay, cool, you decide to create a business. You have no idea how to do a business or create a business. You're gonna go wrong and you're gonna lose a lot of money at the beginning. But as time goes on, you start to learn the concept of it. You understand the difference between a limited company and a sole trader, and how to market and the ICO, and you learn different stuff. You know, and so, for example, if you was to do that and then you decide to make a follow-up business or another business or a smaller entity, you know all the steps by the mistakes you have made from the first one.
Yeah,
but that's how it kind of works out. Really.
And I think it's really interesting. You said like letting the passion shine through, and like that being like not even for yourself, but I feel like your people who are coming and engaging with your business, they're the ones that can kind of tell. Like it doesn't take long, like whatever it is, to go into, like, even if you're on a day out, you go into one place and it's like, oh, the staff here seem to fucking hate this job, and oh, there's nothing really going on, like, but versus something that's maybe a little bit different, but everyone's super passionate and like shows you something interesting. It's like just following that thread, and then you meet like-minded people, you know what I mean? And then it grows. I think people are scared of being like, I think people are a bit scared of being weird. Like, you know what I mean?
No, I definitely agree. I agree. I think when I started up my barbering business or my barbering journey as well, I wanted to have quite a diverse barbershop. So I wanted a lot of the people to feel very comfortable. So we have like a game room in the middle, and the tattoo parlors at the back, and the barbers at the front, and kind of like going through it. It's kind of hard to describe it because I should draw a picture, but it's kind of like, it's very different. And again, we're open to everyone, we have all nationality of barbers, so like everyone is one over there. And no one, like, no idea is too big, no idea is too small, and no idea is crazy. No conversation is also on the same thread. It's literally like, just come in and be yourself. And you feel that as you step in. You feel like, oh, cool, I really like this place. The settings, the vibe, the energy that's like pushed through and through it. All stems from how I wanted people to walk around me to be like. So they have the same type of mindset that I have. And for that reason, they kind of like, people love coming there. In fact, most of the clients that comes there, they come for not just a haircut, but the fact that they can sit and have a conversation in an environment that feels safe.
Yeah.
You make anyone feel safe, they would spill the beans about everything. Oh, God. So yeah, that's what it is overall. But
so the tattoo shop.
Yeah.
I can imagine you got, like, in the days of like planning that aspect, you probably got a few sort of raised eyebrows and like, what? Because that came after the barbershop's already been established, right? So how'd that go?
So I must say, the tattoo parlor, I'm close enough, it's good.
Yeah, you're good.
Right. It doesn't look like it, but I have a lot of tattoos. My tattooist, I met him at a previous tattoo parlor years ago, and we became really, really good friends. Very like-minded guy. He's a really good guy. And we had a conversation years ago about it. Would you consider, if I was to open a tattoo parlor, would you come work with me and stuff? He was like, yeah. And I was thinking, okay. So like, it was like, all right, cool. And then later on in life, when I realized, okay, I have a space, should we try it? Now, that was a hit and miss. Again, going back to the trial and error, or that aspect. And first of all, I didn't expect to get a license for tattooing in a barbershop because of the crosshair contamination. Yeah. But we decided to try it anyhow. And we obviously kind of, when I put it out there, like, we're going to have a tattoo parlor in the barbershop, a lot of guys was like, but how is that going to work? Blah, blah, blah. Are they going to come through the back door, the front door, the side door? So it was a bit different, but people really liked it though, because it was a different, again, here we come with something completely different off the rip, and people really was kind of like, how to say, like, they were a bit like, like really wanted to see how this would be possible. And we managed to get the license, and that kind of like, put a switch on in my head, and I was like, okay, cool. And then, here comes the tattoo parlor, and it's doing really well. It's very new. It's only about 5 to 7 months old, but it's doing really well. And people are actually like, again, loving that aspect, because imagine you're coming in, you're getting your haircut, and you're having a conversation with a barber, and a guy just walked past. He just had his whole fucking head done. He's just like, dude, did he just? I swear he came in. He came in, and he's got his face done. I was like, oh yeah, we got a tattoo parlor in the back. Oh, can I book in? Can I? So now it's creating even a different community. Yeah, again. So yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
And I guess they bounce off of each other as well, right? It's like all the different aspects kind of feed back in, which would be curious to know, like, when it comes to Dream Runners, how that's fit into your sort of, I don't know what the word would be, but almost your kind of ecosystem. Like how someone walks past with a tattoo and people are like, oh, and you're like, yeah, you can get it done. And then that suddenly they're using it in two different ways. Like, how does Dream Runners and the clothing fit in? Yeah.
Okay. So Dream Runner fit in. It's so crazy. I mean, I've done everything so calculated in a way thinking about it now. I haven't even thought about it, but like it's so. Almost everything in my shop is branded with DR. So DR is like the actual, simple signature of Dream Runner. So before Dream Runner even became like the actual brand of Dream Runner, my products, the capes that goes over the barbers, they all have that DR in signature all over it. So everywhere you go, you got my bags. I have little bags, like travel bags.
Yeah.
And people, things like that. So that also have Dream Runner on the inside of it. So DR has always been kind of like, in a sense, I've been programming it in people's mind continuously in many different ways.
Yeah.
I even created my own air fresheners for your car. So, but again, that's also a marketing strategy. I've done that. I went to a few car washes, the local ones, and I dropped boxes after them. And so it kind of like, again, I'm doing the McDonald's thing, trying to filter it into your mind and you get used to seeing it. But how it kind of got merged together, like I was saying before, is the fact that the logo has always been around. It's been something I've been talking about a lot. And then the transition of me wearing the brand and then going into the gyms and stuff, wearing my brands, and then obviously a little bit of marketing, again, coming here by you guys, getting some pictures and stuff. That also helped in a lot of my clients, based from the social media aspect, wanted to be like, I wanna support you. I like your stuff. It looks really good, and that kind of just started to spin the wheel, and it started to grow into what it is today. Yeah.
And where's it at now? Because you've talked about it slightly dipping into a slightly different market at the moment.
Yeah, so at the moment, we are currently coming, obviously we currently have the sportswear, so that's first and foremost, which is going to always remain, but we are entering into the golf industry. That is something unique. I will talk about it briefly because it's very new, but yeah, so we took about a year off, trying to go back to the drawing board and see how we could make our clothing companies different to the competitors, and we've seen a gap in the market, and we decided to go down that road. So a lot of new golf wears coming out, a lot of new accessories for golf. I'm a big golfer. I am. I mean, not really. Never played before in my life, but I'm learning now. I'm actually learning. But yeah, golf I think is a great place in terms of marketing. I think it's a great place in terms of networking as well. So that's going to be the new up and coming project that we're working on at the moment. There's other projects as well that I did spoke to you behind the cameras, but I will save that one. That piece.
Fair enough. It's just it's interesting to see how kind of open you are to just different avenues and different people. As a lot of people get quite closed off to things, if you know what I mean, and they tend to pigeonhole themselves quite quickly. As you seem fairly like, oh, okay, that could work, let's try this out, let's see what's going on over there. Which, when you spell it out, like, how do you get from a barbershop to the golf course? Like, it's an interesting journey to have taken. You spoke a little bit about, like, making people want to feel safe in the barbershop as well, which resonated with me a little bit, because obviously we have a community around the studio and the exhibitions and things, and we want to create a space that people are, like you say, comfortable to be themselves and like push themselves a little bit as well. Like, how have you found kind of cultivating that to be?
I think it mainly resonated from the type of person that I am, in a sense. Like, I'm very protective of people and friends. So, like, it don't matter, for me, it doesn't matter who you are or how you dress or how do you look or your background or your color. For me, I think that everyone has a soul. So the fact that we all have a soul and some of us don't really know why we are actually here, in terms of being a human or being alive, I think we should all love each other. So I think it's very important to, like care for each other, and by having that embedded into me, it comes out. So it's like, if I'm cutting your hair, I've never met you before, and you are a bit shy or a bit like, you know, apprehensive of what's going to happen here, but the moment we start talking, you know, I want to know about you. I want to know, how can I help you in many different ways, not just your haircut, but like, how's work today? What you been up to? And then once you start talking and I get to, you know, hear about your story a little bit, I can resonate with it and kind of like, you know, get into a bit more questioning about it. And then you see that I'm very genuine and everyone else is very genuine. And I think it's one of those ones when you step into a new place, you're kind of like tunnel vision. So you're kind of like, okay, cool, I'm booked in with him, I'm going straight to him, I'm not looking around. But then by the end of it, you're going to start to like, my shop is going to like, you're going to open up and start to see a broad aspect of the shop and be like, wait, man, these guys are really cool, you know? Wait, are they playing, is that GTA? You know, so all of a sudden it's like, it's like a whole different, a whole different type of feeling that comes over you, you know? And for that reason, it's very important. I mean, I want kids to come in there and feel safe. I want their mothers or their fathers to come in and be like, well, I trust that my kids are here. Because that happens. You know, clients might come in with their kids about, you know, ages of 12, 13 or whatever. And 2-3 weeks later, the kids are coming on their own. Why are they coming on their own? Where's their mom? Oh, mom dropped me off. She's going to pick me up in an hour. That is saying something, you know. That's telling us like, well, these guys really feel comfortable and safe being around us, you know. So it's I think that's how we kind of like, you know, come around, to be honest.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting. Have you ever heard of the concept of a third space? So there's an idea that basically, so I was speaking a little bit on the last episode we did with the Bryony guys. So he's from Brooklyn, and he moved to England, and he's like, you Brits just got to start like hanging out with each other or something. Fuck, it's like such a pain in the ass to get people to like actually like do things together. You know what I mean? But the idea of a third space is basically a space where someone can hang out that isn't home or work.
Right.
So in Britain, that used to be like pubs, right? And it's an issue in like America as well, where stuff's getting more expensive. So people can't afford to just go hang out at the pub all day because it costs everyone fucking half their wage, you know what I mean, to do that. So people, and I've found like a lot of businesses, talking to them, are trying to kind of figure out, like you have with making the barbershop, like kind of a place to hang out and things like that. It's like people are trying to build new ideals on what that sort of space should be for people and where people should be hanging out and spending their, like, essentially their free time, right? Whether they're getting a haircut or not, I suppose.
I definitely agree with that, third space. I think I've done it without even knowing about it. You know?
Well, that was the same as us. Someone said it, and then I saw a YouTube video, and I was like, "Oh, that's what we're kind of." Again, I get it. Like,
So I think it's essential. I think it's essential actually. It does help because, like, the space that we kind of created in the barbering industry. I mean, it's ideal. It's ideal for many ways, man. Like I've met some amazing people through just being a barber, and then the ideas as well. Like you've been saying, for example, you've been one of my clients for, I don't know, 7 years, for example, and obviously we got a relationship now. I mean, I've been to your wedding, the birth of your child, I cut your hair, you know. You're going on holiday to Florida, I've cut your hair. You know, so I know you and you know me very well. At that point, I'm going to, like, you know, hit a couple of pitches to you, like, oh, I'm thinking about doing this, and especially like you guys are in the filming industry and the photo industry and stuff like that. Again, you have connections, so I might just pitch something to you, and you might get back to me and be like, well, yeah, I think that's a really cool idea, la la la. So that also happens to a lot of people, because the guy that's next to us that's getting his haircut, he might be like, oh, dude, that so, you know, so that's a really, you know, so it's very much like important. Before you know it, I'm getting a phone call on a Saturday night telling me, man, I just met your guys. last night, we was at this place. They're really good people. They're really cool. So before you know it, you guys become friends. But that all stems from that environment in the barbershop. Some guys has got their hair cut, and you look back 5 minutes later, or even an hour later, they're still there. These two are having a conversation now, and everybody's chill, So it's very important, I think, to have that third space, man. It's really, really good because it defeats the object, and it kind of break the ice, should I say, and people feel really good and they're passionate about it, and they will come back, and they always come back. Again, the service is one thing, but then getting that therapy and getting that vibe of meeting other people, again, from all different races, it's so crazy to see, but it makes me feel happy. It warms my heart, truthfully, to see that type of stuff happening.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful thing. I mean, how have you found? Because you said you moved here. Did you move straight to Northampton or just England?
Straight to Northampton.
Yeah,
literally beautiful. Northampton.
It's a sunny day today. It doesn't look too bad when the weather's nice. But how did you find the cultural differences here from the Caribbean?
First and foremost, the weather here is shite. Absolutely shite. But I was very interested in coming to England. Growing up, especially where I'm from, when you hear England, all you think about is a cup of tea and a fag or cigarettes. That's all a cup of tea. For a cup of tea. So that's all I kind of was expecting everyone to offer me a cup of tea. So it was literally, it was like that when I first came, and I was actually a bit shocked. England itself is very diverse. Northampton in particular is a very diverse town. Honestly, I really like it here. Believe it or not. I think what's beautiful about Northampton is it's not saturated in terms of a lot of things. You have a place to grow here. You could actually develop here and become somebody here. It's not like in London where it's a bit too, the competition is high and the people are very, not really for each other in a way. Everybody's kind of I'm set on my goal, I'm going to that direction, don't stop me, don't bother me. I mean, you have been on the tubes in London. I'm trying to go to can you help me? Where do you so it's it's better off but Northampton was nice. It's a very nice place. It's a good community. Again, we need to bring each other together a lot more, but it's a good place. I mean, you could ask questions around Northampton. You could get from point A to point B. And again, culturally, it was very different. I mean, my island, where I'm from, the population is 14,000 people. And forgive me if I'm wrong. I haven't been there in about 18 years, but it's about 14 to maybe 15,000 people. The island is very small. I'm talking extremely small. So growing up in such a small place, you kind of know everyone, so it's very family orientated a little bit, so I was kind of hoping to kind of get that same vibe when I came to England, and Northampton again kind of give me that, It was like, oh, straight from the back, going to school, I was thinking, okay, they're probably not gonna like me, but then everyone loved me, and I was like, okay, cool. so it made my life really easy transitioning to Northampton again. A lot of it was different in terms of the food and just the basics, getting used to stuff that's completely different, stuff I've never seen before, So other than that, it was good coming here. It's good coming here.
It's interesting because it's obviously the more I talk to different people, the more you learn different places are very different from here, and the most thing is like pointing out, it's like, okay, so the like for all the things we do right in the town, there's also a lot of things we do like very wrong, and like on every level, and it's like, okay, looking towards different cultures and being like, oh, okay, maybe we should just be like slightly more friendly to it, like more chatty to each other, like things like that, because like you can ask for directions and stuff, but like trying to talk to a like random talk to someone is like a challenge around here for whatever reason. Like people do not want to sit and chat, and like it's very kind of strange, but it's the same as like trying to link people up, link up the little communities as well,
Yeah.
because there is a lot of separate communities that then there tends to be very quickly a feeling it's like, okay, I've met everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the bubble. And then it's like, well, Northampton's something like 250,000 people. Like, there's no way everyone here is everyone, right? It's like, we're not writing off everyone else. So it's interesting, like, how we tackled that issue. Like, and
yeah, I definitely think something has to be done. I think something has to be done in that respect. There's a lot of talent in Northampton, man. There's crazy amount of talent. I mean, like I said, the barbershop, as you're saying, the barbershop is only a small community in terms of the diverse people that you meet that could potentially get pulled together. But having an actual, like, and your guys' place as well, is small. It's small in terms of the community. But if we could somehow manage some type of way to bring everybody from all these little hubs into one big hub, it will make it even better, because it will only spread. I think every one person has at least 5 friends. Right. So, you know, we go
and then you go from there.
And then it's like, you know, before you know, we don't have enough space to fit everyone. But it's better that way than, you know, than you know. Yeah.
Because it's that thing where it's like and the more I dig, the more I find. And the other thing I find, it's like the amount of people just like, oh, I've known you for like 7 years, and you never mention that you did this incredible thing that's been something that I'm pretty sure I spoke to you about trying to find someone who did this thing, and you did it and just stared at me in the face and just went, I don't know anyone. And it's just like, okay, like that's the problem. It's like, and I don't know whether part of that's just people have like a bit of lack of self-confidence in them, or
I think I definitely think that is an issue, and it does happen. It does happen. And not to go off topic a bit, but again, when I originally decided to start a barber shop, or even start my barbering journey, I remember speaking to a few guys about it, and they were like, "Hell no, you never cut my hair," you know. And I was like, "Okay," but then years later, in a way, because they never supported me in that sense, they have to pay for their haircuts now. But the ones that did support me and believed in me, even though they knew I was shit, absolute shit at the time, they get their haircuts for free up to this day. So it's kind of like, you know, if someone comes to you with an idea, I think it's very important to listen to what they have to do. And if you can help them in any way, like if you're really a friend, and if I do know you for such a long time, I think it's good just to literally take somebody's advice and help them if you can help them. Or even sometimes just telling someone the smallest thing, like, you know what, man, I believe that you can make it. Don't stop going. Those little things, those little words could change somebody's whole perspective on their goal.
Big time. Yeah, because there's that thing as well of just being like, and I think it comes from the town itself, like you constantly tell, like, there's nothing here. There's no point. Just go somewhere else, and then everything will be like, just go to London, everything will be sorted for you. You'll be fine. It's like,
and it's all here. It's literally at your back door right here. I think it's definitely important for us to get these entities out there in Northampton, because we're a powerful little town. We have a lot of great people and a lot of great attributes that comes out of Northampton. I think we should definitely
hold on to it a little bit more.
Just a little longer, just a little bit longer if we can. But there's potential. There's potential here.
You try and make something happen.
Yeah, man. I mean, we got big fields, so we should like literally just get some banners and stuff and just
big old party in the park,
literally, man. Come together, Northampton. Come together.
Hopefully there's a slightly better way of doing it. Slightly more.
Fireworks and everything.
Is there anything else you wanted to get off your chest?
Oh, God. I mean, quite frankly, not too much right now. I mean, I feel like I've got quite a lot off, but I would definitely say, yeah, as a community, mainly, I definitely am serious about the fact that we should definitely partition together and this reveal the talents of all the young and upcoming and the older generation and get something together, because we don't really have to go to London or Manchester or Birmingham to make our name for our town. You know, we have footballers that came from here and now they're doing really well. We have some big artists. You know, there's a lot of talent
in every field, right?
Every field,
whatever
every
it is.
field, man. So it's like we should definitely collaborate. I think we should definitely collaborate. I need you guys. I need your help.
All of you out there, yeah. Because I think it's also that, like you mentioned, Manchester, like they did it back in like the 70s, 80s. It was like, fuck London, we'll just do it here, right? And they pulled themselves into this, like, now it's almost seen as like the second London in England, you know. So why not Northampton, right? Why?
I mean, we're like the most central, right? I see this, super
central,
so
furthest away from the beach than anyone.
Yeah, that's true, right? We surf on the grass over here. But yeah, it is opportunity.
We could definitely. So But yeah, I think that's a good note to end on.
I'm happy.
Yeah,
I'm
sweet.
happy. Love it.
Good stuff.